right, so we have 3 practice problems today, okay? And our direction says to find each, well, this shouldn't say fraction, this should say product. Find each product and use a model if it helps, okay? So I'm just going to write off to the side real quick a reminder of our 3 steps, okay? So raising your digital hand, who can tell me what the first step is? Elijah, what's my first step?
The first step is to change whole numbers to fractions.
All right, so I'm just going to write it like this. Whole to fraction. That'll remind me. Okay? All right, Michelle, what is step 2?
Step 2 is multiply across the numerators and denominators.
Okay, I'm going to do it like this. Okay? And then Israel, what is the last step? Okay, Brielle, what is the last step?
Divide.
Divide. Okay. Hold on one
Time for
second.
Jingle Bell Bingo! Sorry I'm running a little bit late today, but your numbers are 32 and 5. 32 and 5. Jingle your way down to the office if you have a bingo.
All right, so we're going to do 2/3. And remember, what symbol am I using for of? Of means I need to do what, everybody?
Multiply.
Okay, thank you. So I want to find 2/3 groups of 30. Okay, so Contralin, what do I do first? Guys, you gotta be paying attention. I'm gonna randomly call on people.
Oh, change well to a fraction.
Okay, so that is just over 1, right? Okay, so Alex E., what do I do next?
You multiply them.
Okay, good. So everybody, what's 2 times 30?
60.
Very good.
60.
Okay, and 3 times 1 is? 3. Very good. Mute yourself. All right, Lyric, what do I do next?
You divide.
I divide. Okay, so if I don't know mentally 60 divided by 3, I should divide, shouldn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how many 3's go into 6?
2.
2. And then there's 0 left, right?
Yeah, so it's 20.
So my answer here is 20. And I'm going to circle it just so I can tell my answer apart. Okay? Are there any questions about that before we move on?
Nope.
Okay? I see some hands, so if you do not have a question and your hand is up, please put your hand down. Okay, Kamari Howard? Oh, no. Brielle, do you have a question? Okay. All right, so let's go down to this one. So this time I want 1/4 of 52. Abraham, what do I do first? Abraham, what am I going to do first?
You multiply the...
Look at step 1. What am I going to do first?
You're going to multiply whole fractions?
Nope. Isaac, help him out. What am I going to do first?
Make the whole number to a fraction.
Thank you. That's just putting over 1. Okay. Kaya, what do I do next?
Cross the numerator and denominator.
Okay, so we multiply. So everybody, 1 times 52. And 4 times 1. 4. All right. Jalen, what do I do next?
I'm not.
We're on step 3. What is step 3?
I think. Oh, something.
Okay, Jada, help him out, please. What do I do next? What's my third step, Jada?
The third step is to wait.
Okay, I am a little perturbed because I'm calling on people that, number 1, we've done enough that you should know these answers. Number 2, if I call on you and you can't tell me and we've already written the answer or the steps and the steps are on the screen right now, that's a problem. Okay, so everybody, what is my next step? Divide. Alright, so I may not know 52 divided by 4 off the top of my head, so I need to figure it out. How many groups of 4 go into 5? 1. So if I take away the 4, I now have 12. So how many 4s go into 12? 3. Okay, so my answer here is 13. Okay. All right, we're going to go a little bit faster on this last one. I do very much appreciate those of you that have followed along the whole time, that have written notes, and that know what is going on. I very much appreciate that. And I am making notes today of who hasn't and taking away points. All right, so when I want to do 5/8 of, well, I should write that as multiplication, of 104, everyone, what do I do first? Okay. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, when everyone shares, what I need for you to do is to not shout. Okay?
Change the whole number.
Okay, we did. And you also need to do it with everybody and not later. Okay? All right, so I've done that. Now what do I do?
Divide.
Oh, okay. I have to multiply it. Now, I don't have very much room, so I'm going to erase this just so I can have some room. You should not erase your work on your paper, though, because you should have some room. If not, you can always go to the next page. So, I first need to do 104 times 5. Okay? So, everybody, 5 times 4.
20.
5 times 0.
0.
Plus 2.
2.
Okay. 5 times 1.
5.
5. So that means that my new numerator is 520. Now I know that sounds crazy. You're like, oh my gosh, that's a huge number. It's okay. It doesn't matter if it's a big number or not. Okay, that's the answer we got, so that's okay. Okay, and then everyone, 8 times 1 is? 8. Okay, so I would like everyone to mute for this part, please. Because there's a lot of background noise, so please mute yourself. Okay, Israel.
Yeah.
The noise needs to stop. So I don't know what's going on in your household today, that every single time I've talked to you, there's craziness going on, but please mute yourself. All right, so our last step is to divide. Okay, now don't get yourself confused because, oh my gosh, I gotta go back here. We have such a huge number. It's not that huge. Oh no. My Teams is trying to connect. Oh, how is there no network at all? Okay, what if I go over here real fast?
Can't hear nothing.
Okay. The problem, guys, is that there was an interruption with the internet, okay? So just hold on, okay? Alright, so let's go back to that. To 520 divided by 8. Okay? Come on.
More work to do.
Okay, I need everyone to mute, please.
Okay, guys, log out and log back in.
Okay, thank you to those of you that are waiting patiently while we figure out what's going on. Okay, so I'm doing 520 divided by 8. Okay. Alright, so I'm making groups of 8, but I have 5. So do I have enough to make a group of 8? I do not. So I'm going to put a 0 here. I'm going to take my 0 away, and that leaves me with 5. Okay. So then, remember that when I divide, I take that 5 and I put it back in this place value, don't I? Okay. How many 8s can go into 52? Okay. Well, I know that 8 times 6 is 48, but 8 times 7 would be too much. So 6 groups. And 6 times 8 is 48. And if I regroup, I have 4 left over. Okay? And I take my 4 and I put it in my next place value. Okay? So then I have 40. And if I put groups of 8, that would give me 5 groups. Okay? So 5 times 8 is 40, and I have nothing left over. So my answer here is 65. Okay? Are there any questions about that? Okay, now I see a lot of hands up. So if you do not have a question, please put your digital hand down. Okay, so Eva, do you have a question? Stephanie, do you have a question? Stephanie, do you have a question?
They're logging out and logging back in.
Okay, all right. All right, so I'm going to stop the